What if I told you that the most powerful man in Lagos, the man they called the Vulture, once got on his knees and begged a woman to destroy him? This is the story of Chief Obinna, a billionaire who controlled politicians, owned judges, and could disappear people with a phone call. But he couldn't control one thing: our hearts. They faked love for money, real billions, real power. But when the cameras stopped rolling, when the family dinners ended, when the contracts were signed in blood, someone caught real feelings. And in Lagos, that's more dangerous than bullets. But here is what no one saw coming: the twist that broke the internet, destroyed families, and proved that sometimes, just sometimes, love is the most expensive game you will ever play. But first, let me show you how dangerous this man really was. Chief Obinna earned his nickname, the Vulture, the night he bought a man's company with the man's own wife's signature. At 44, he was Lagos royalty: private jets, government connections, a compound in Banana Island that looked like a fortress. But Obinna had one rule: love is a luxury I can't afford. His younger brother Chike had believed in love, trusted a woman, died in a car accident orchestrated by a real boyfriend. That funeral changed Obinna. He swore on Chike's grave, "I will never be weak for any woman ever." But destiny, destiny had other plans, because across Lagos, there was a woman who would make him break every promise he ever made to himself. Her name was Amaka Adebanjo, and she was about to become his greatest weakness and his deadliest weapon. This woman was not ordinary, and what her family was hiding will shock you. Amaka Adebanjo was 28, Harvard MBA, fluent in 4 languages, beautiful enough to stop traffic on Lagos Island. But she was trapped. Her father, Chief Adebanjo, owned Dominion Holdings: oil, real estate, shipping, 3 generations of power. But his will had one condition: only the man who marries my daughter will control my empire. Her parents had chosen Dare Egunjobi: old family, good connections, bad temper. Dare once hospitalized a waiter for looking at Amaka too long. "Nne, you are my investment. I protect my investments." Every night, Amaka stared at her reflection and whispered, "God, send me a way out. I will do anything." Be careful what to pray for in Lagos, because sometimes the devil himself shows up to answer. That night at the Lagos Polo Club would change everything. What Dare did to her in that VIP room, what Obinna did to Dare, nobody saw it coming. What happened next broke every rule of Lagos high society. Friday night, Lagos Polo Club, Dare had been drinking. He cornered Amaka in the VIP lounge. "You've been avoiding me, Nne. That stops tonight." His hand grabbed her wrist hard. "You are mine, whether you sign papers tomorrow or I drag you to that altar." Before she could scream, a shadow fell over them. Obinna, quiet as death, dangerous as lightning. "Remove your hand." His voice was silk, wrapped around steel. Dare laughed. "Vulture, this is a family business." Obinna broke 2 of Dare's fingers without changing expression. "Touch her again and I'll break more than bones." Amaka watched this stranger, this legend, defend her honor. Her heart did something it had never done before. It chose. That night, she called him. What she proposed over that phone call, it would either save them both or destroy everything they had ever built. The deal they made that night, it was pure genius and pure madness. Rooftop bar, Victoria Island, 11 p.m. I need a fiancé, Amaka said. Straightforward. 3 months, public appearances, family approval, all fake. What do I get? Obina asked, also playing the game. Access to Dominion Holdings when my father dies. 60% controlling interest. You are asking me to fake love you for billions. I am asking you to save us both. They clinked glasses. Obina smiled that dangerous smile. Fake love for real power. In Lagos, that is called Tuesday. He slid the document across the table. Professional, clinical, cold. Sign this. When we are done, we walk away clean. No feelings, no complications, no love. Amaka signed without reading. That signature would either be our salvation or our destruction. And what they didn't know, someone was watching. Someone with a camera. Someone who would use this moment to destroy everything they were about to build. They were such good actors. They fooled everyone, including themselves. The charade began immediately. Dinner at her parents' house. He brought her mother's favorite orchids. Charity gala. He bid 50 million naira on her favorite painting. Family church service. He held her hand during prayers. Her uncle tested him in Igbo. Obina responded fluently. The old man smiled for the first time in years, but privately, ice cold, separate bedrooms, barely speaking, until the night she found him crying. In his home office, 2 a.m., Obina staring at a photo of young Chike. He believed in love, Obina whispered. It got him killed. Amaka sat beside him, said nothing, just stayed. That's when the walls started cracking. But in Lagos, the moment you start feeling, that's when the vultures circle. And Dare Egunjobi was planning something that would test every promise they had made. The night everything changed, nobody was acting anymore. 2 months into the arrangement, Dare showed up at Amaka's Lekki apartment, drunk, furious. You think you can embarrass me? Replace me with that criminal? He slapped her hard. Amaka called Obina, voice shaking. He's here. I am scared. Obina arrived in 8 minutes. What he did to Dare, let's just say 3 surgeries and a lawsuit later, Dare never bothered anyone again. That night, Obina held Amaka like she was made of gold and glass. No one will ever hurt you again, contract or no contract. They made love that night for the first time. Slow, desperate, like people afraid to believe what they felt. She woke up in his arms. He was already awake, watching her. This wasn't supposed to happen, he whispered. I know, she replied, but I am glad it did. But someone had been watching. Someone with connections to every blog in Lagos. Someone who was about to expose their secret and destroy everything they had built. The contract was about to become public, and in Lagos, privacy is just another word for ammunition. The day their secrets broke the internet, chaos doesn't even begin to describe it. Mafian billionaire's 450 million naira fake marriage scam. Dominion heiress in contracted love affair. The vulture's biggest con, love for money. Dominion holding stock crashed 40%. Amaka's parents disowned her publicly. Death threats flooded Obina's businesses. The board voted to strip Amaka of inheritance rights. Amaka locked herself in her apartment, wouldn't take his calls. The woman who had never cried couldn't stop. Obina stood outside her door for 3 days, begging, Amaka, please, let me explain. Let me fix this. Silence. Finally, a note slipped under the door. The contract is over. We are over. Don't contact me again. But what Amaka didn't know, what nobody knew, the person who leaked their contracts wasn't who they thought. And Obina was about to make a sacrifice that would prove love isn't always about contracts. Obina hired the best cyber forensics team in Africa. The leak came from Dare Egunjobi's phone. Bitter, vengeful, still in love with destroying Amaka. But here is the twist that shook Lagos to its core. Obina never submitted that contract. He never filed it legally, never intended to claim Dominion holdings. The night he signed it, he had walked straight home and burnt the original. From the moment he met her, it was never about the money. Without telling anyone, Obina transferred 60% of Black Talon Inc., his entire empire, to the Amaka Foundation for Broken Girls. 200 billion naira gone, given to the woman who wouldn't speak to him. His press statement, love isn't a contract, it's a choice. Today, I choose her happiness over my wealth. But will the sacrifice be enough? Would Amaka ever forgive him? The answer came at the most public event in Lagos society. What happened at the foundation launch? The entire city stopped to watch. 3 months later, the launch of the Amaka Foundation. Every socialite, politician, and media house in Lagos. Amaka gave her speech, powerful, inspiring, broken but beautiful. Then, from the back of the room, a figure in traditional Igbo attire, Obina, simple, humble, holding a small box. The crowd went silent. Cameras focused. Nigeria held its breath. He walked to the stage, microphone in hand. I came to your family to steal an empire. Instead, you gave me something more valuable, a reason to become a better man. I don't want your father's billions. I don't want power or respect or fear. I want morning coffee with you. I want to fight about what movie to watch. I want to grow old arguing over which of our children is more stubborn. Amaka, will you marry me? For real this time? Silence. Tears streaming down her face. She walked to him and kissed him. Soft, certain, like the chaos never existed. Lagos exploded. Social media crashed. Hashtag real love wins trended worldwide. But this story has one final twist. Something they discovered on their wedding night that proved sometimes the heart knows before the mind does. 1 year later, wedding of the century in Abuja. Power couple dominating headlines. Joint businesses, joint charities, joint everything. Their Banana Island mansion, private office, a safe only they know about. Inside that safe, the original contract, unsigned. The night they met at the rooftop bar, Obina never intended to go through with it. He had already decided, watching her sign without reading, seeing her desperation, recognizing her strength. This woman was different. Week 1, he fell for her courage. Week 3, he fell for her kindness. Week 6, he fell for her laugh. Week 8, He fell completely. The fake relationship was only fake to her. For him, it was real from day one. Amaka, reading the contract. You never planned to take anything from my family. Obina, how could I steal from the family of the woman I was falling in love with? She looked at him. This man who had given up billions for her. This man who had loved her before she loved herself. So, when did you know? The moment you trusted me enough to sign without reading. That's when I knew I was going to spend my life earning that trust. In a city where everything has a price, where power is currency and love is weakness, two people proved that sometimes, just sometimes, the art mathematics are more complex than money. They faked it until they made it, but the truth is, he never had to fake anything at all. Love won, but at what cost? And was it worth it? Let me know in the comments. Would you sign a contract for love? Would you give up billions for someone who wouldn't even speak to you? Because in Lagos, everybody has a price, but these two, they found something priceless. If you loved this story of fake love becoming real love, subscribe for more African love stories that will shock you, inspire you, and maybe, just maybe, make you believe in love again.